and the rest of the family's been under the weather, so I have not been able to do my live streams like I'd wanted to throughout the whole month of, well, most of the month of December, so that didn't quite happen. But as you can see, my voice is still a little shot, but otherwise, everything's going good. So, hope everybody is doing good. I'm just going to do a block in right now and just, how would you say, get started because I got some paintings that I need to get done, and so I wanted to get those going and whatnot. So I'm just, what's there? There we go. All right, I think I'm good to go now. So I've got live chat on, so if you have a question, fire away. Hope everybody's doing good, and let's go ahead and get started. So I've got a series of bar paintings that I want to do. And I like the atmospheres of the bar painting. If you sat through the last live session, that was a bar painting, but that one was not set up for success at all. I kind of morphed it into something that I should have. I don't have my paints over here today because I'm just, how do you say? It's just going to be, a block in face. So there's really not going to be, let me adjust my monitor here. There's really not going to be that much to do as far as color. So I'm just basically blocking in areas of where this is. Trying to get the TV screen. I've got to do some plein air because I got plein air Easton to submit to, and I'm not sure I have all the paintings that I want. The paintings that I want to submit. So that's another thing that I'm worried about. I don't know if I'm going to have the paintings that I want, in a sense. So I'm only going to spend about a half hour, hopefully, maybe a little bit more, just blocking in what I need. And so this isn't going to be that detailed for sure. Yeah, really, the energy of, when your whole family comes down, I wouldn't say whole family, but when your family comes down sick and you got to take care of them, everything else goes out the door, respectively, of course. So, anywho, if you want to ask me a question, ask me on YouTube. Posted the link. Ask away. You want to, there you go. And I was thinking about doing, I had plans. Isn't that always the thing? We have plans. I had plans that I wanted to do some digital demos, and this whole holiday season just really got me, with everybody coming down sick or just other stuff, just really came and knocked out the plans. So I'm feeling a little bit better today. And I'm still tired. I've taken 2 naps, so we'll see how that goes. So to kind of describe, I took some photos that I'd taken. I like bar scenes. Sometimes I take photos and I don't even know what I want to do with it yet. I took some bar scene photos. This one's from Atlanta, when I was in Atlanta on Olmsted. And I liked the bar, but it wasn't dark enough. So what I like to do is to then take that scene and throw it into Procreate, and I build off of that. And by building off, it's like I change the people, I draw in new subjects. Having the scene and having the lighting there kind of already gives me an idea of what the lighting is going to do when I put in the subjects. And so I put in the subjects of my own, and then it allows me to kind of, make something up to some degree, but I have this background for reference, if you will, if that makes any sense at all. So, and let's go ahead and get some yellow ochre. And I finally did it. If you've been following me before, we finally threw down the money and got cadmium orange. So I finally did it. But being the miser that I am, I'm going to use as much of this last tube. You can see it's even poking out through the sides. It's kind of a sad state. So I'm hoping tomorrow I will feel better, and I'll probably try and do a live session again. So yeah, let's see about doing. There we go. So we're gonna, we're just gonna block in today. That's all. I'm just blocking in. I'm not gonna worry about color. So hence why I didn't even bother to put the color over here, because I'm just using. In the past, I like to use transparent red oxide, or the Gamblin version of that is not transparent red oxide. It is transparent earth red. So I forgot what brand I was using that was transparent red oxide. It wasn't Gamblin, but it was a good paint. So we're just gonna block all this in here. Get some stuff. I'm gonna go with the bigger brush. I don't know why I started small. There we go. These stiffer brushes aren't necessarily great for blocking in, but it'll get the job done. I got ideas for doing an outdoor plein air at night. I don't know if I want to do it. I really want to do it tonight because tonight wasn't so cold. Here in Virginia, we had 60-degree weather. It was nice. I got outside in between naps. I was thinking, man, it'd be great to go outside and paint, but it just, alas, it wasn't meant to be. The energy level wasn't there, so that's why I figured, well, let's hold myself accountable. Let's do some indoor painting. Let's do some studio paintings, because I have some to do, and I've got some news that I'll release later on, and a new opportunity for me and for you, if you would like to join me in a mentoring session. So I'll talk about that more later. I've got to finish up the details, but I'm excited about it, and I was pretty blown away that I got approached, to be honest with you. So I love sharing my techniques, because I wish somebody, like when I was a teenager, I wish somebody like me was there to bug and ask questions. Would I do this? How do I do that? And there wasn't. I just didn't have that resource. But thanks to the wide web, everybody has a resource now, so it's cool. I like it. So this is just gonna be a quick block-in session here. And what I'm trying to do is get the characteristics of the digital drawing I did. So basically, I took a bar scene, and I some of the people I left in there, and some of the people were dudes, and I changed them to women, or I removed them. It's recreating the scene how I see fit. Sometimes you just got to simplify your scene when you're doing your block-ins. This is something that I learned, and I don't always follow it because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I love throwing caution to the wind. I just want to try something different. I know some people stick to formulas, and I like to throw caution to the wind and try to, push myself and try different techniques, because you get caught up in dogma too much, and then you're not able to find a new approach. So, speaking of which, I had tried Jerry's Artorama gesso, and boy, I'll never go back to that stuff. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't until I went back to Liquitex. There's a Liquitex gesso here. So Liquitex. This is my favorite because it allows you to apply the paint on smoothly. And so I enjoy that a lot. And it just allows you to spread it. Whereas I found that when I was using the Jerry's, the absorption rate was not to my liking. And it just seemed I had to work harder to cover areas, if that makes sense. And then even applying it, I had to use more of it I had to use more of it, so to speak. So what I'm using now is, once again, I'm gonna beg for sponsorship. Viva, if you're listening, sponsor me. I only use your paper towels. There is no other. Bounty doesn't hold a candle to your magic. Yes. Viva, the one, the only. There is no substitute. Viva paper towels. There's my mockumentary commercial. So, yes, Viva, the fine folks at Viva, if you are listening, please sponsor me. I will hawk your paper towel and sing glowing praises from dusk till dawn. But you get what you pay for. That's why it's not cheap paper towels. So, no, I'm not actually sponsored by Viva, but if they're listening, hey, I'm available. They say if the price is right, the flight's tonight. I think it was an SNL skit. So, basically, I know this doesn't look like much here, but I'm just trying to find forms. And find forms, that's all I'm looking for. And it doesn't look like much here, I know. But there's a purpose to that, because then I can then make corrections, and I don't have this giant deep red like some people use transparent or no what is it, I went to workshop alizarin crimson. People use alizarin crimson. I tried it, man, did I fail miserably with it. It was so embarrassing. I did that at an Easton Quick Draw before I really knew what I was doing. I took a workshop, and it was a fantastic workshop. And I mean, it's like, I'm not knocking anybody that uses it. It just wasn't for me. I mean, and man, it just, I had no control of my colors. It just was just not a good outing. I created a disaster, and I wanted to die. I saw what everybody else did, and I looked at mine and I said, "Oh, this is awful. This is this is beyond awful. Can I just burn it now?" Do you ever have that? You have a painting and you just want to burn it right on the spot. You don't even want to wait for it to dry. You're just like, nope. That's usually when I wipe things out at that point. I think I had one time at East End. I was having a heck of a time with this painting, and I could not. I don't know what it was. I could not see the colors. I could not see the forms. You're not in the right frame of mind, and I just left the painting. I didn't know what to do. I was like, if I hold on to this painting, I'm going to come back, and it's going to haunt me, and then I'm going to rework it, and I left the painting. I just said, forget it. I'm just going to walk away. And someone thought I was donating the painting to whoever was passing by. I was like, nope. I mean, I could have threw it in the trash. I guess I could have done that really to seal the deal, but I don't know. I don't think there was a trash can around, so I said, I'll leave it. So somebody's got a painting, maybe it did get thrown away, but there might be somebody out there that has that painting, and maybe not. But sometimes, yeah, you have those days where the painting does not work for you at all. There's nothing you can do about it. There really isn't. Sometimes you're just not feeling it, and then sometimes you feel possessed. I should say. You feel possessed to make it right. You feel possessed to make it right, and that's all you can do. So, yeah. Oh, and if you're asking about the sticker up here, that is one of my oldest friends, Eric, and that's his band Hurts to Laugh, and he's got some new music out. I highly recommend you check it out. It is not your corporate rock and roll. So if you are a fan of the fun, exciting, and different music, then yeah, I would recommend it. I would love to play it, but then YouTube and everybody else, the other people would zap it out. So even if I had his permission, it's just crazy. So like, unless you're like running a corporate music blog or something like that, you can't even do that. But yet you can post all these music with the little Instagram stories. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. But so, hope everybody's doing good, and you guys are having fun, having a good, safe holiday. How far are we in on this? Okay, we're 18 minutes. Okay, yeah, I really wanted to stick to a half hour. I don't want to beat this into the ground, so to speak, because I'm gonna probably step back a little bit. I need to make sure I don't get possessed and end up working this into the ground. Now, I have a problem with this now as it is, because she's very centered, and I may move her over here. Or I may move her over here. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind on that one yet. I may rework it. So sometimes it takes it takes you to work in different mediums to kind of get an idea of how composition is working. I didn't really think about it when I was painting it digitally, but it is what it is. But I can change it, so I'm starting to think that might be the best solution, because then I have a little bit more balanced, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of grouping it over here. Maybe I'll put a third person here. Maybe they'll be working back here, and then that way it won't feel so centered. I like that idea. So that's one thing I like about bars is that, you know, they have all these TV screens. And it, you know, especially the old bars where you'd have all the atmosphere from the smoke and whatnot, and just, I don't miss the smell, but I do miss, you know, the atmosphere that it created. So yeah, I don't know, I think I gotta step back. So if you're just joining me, I'm just doing a block in tonight. I'm trying to find, I think it needs to be smaller. Yeah. I'm trying to do a bar scene here. You know what? I think that's got to be higher up. Yeah. And just push that head back. Got to buy some more gloves too. I'll tell you. As far as gear goes, if I could recommend the best nitro gloves I've bought, they're expensive, but man, they work. Is the U-line. Their nitro gloves are the bomb. I'm not kidding. I finally got some once COVID and the whole thing of getting, you know, nitro gloves became a little bit more accessible. I was able to get some at U-line, and because I still couldn't get them at the hardware store, but I could get some, order a pack. I must have paid like twice as much as what I normally would have paid for that, but it really, the durability was amazing on that. It just really was, really. I mean, the gloves held up, and they fit nice. You know, especially when you're painting with stuff like cadmium, and you know you're using Gamsol. You definitely don't want to, you know, have gloves break on you. You want to kind of protect them, so to speak. I think my plane right there needs to be a little bit off. Okay. And how are we doing now? We're about 23. I got 7 more minutes, so I think I'm kind of getting, you know, at least some of the block in of where I'm looking to get. Like the idea of having some lights and stuff like that and make this dark. I may even do these bigger paintings, but I figured since I've got a show, I've got invited to submit work for a local show, that I would go ahead and do these in a small version just to see how they played out, and then if they worked out good, then I could, you know, paint them bigger and whatnot. Sometimes a little painting will lead to discoveries of either, oh, it didn't work out, won't work out very good, or it will work out good, but I need to make changes. There's just so many factors that, you know, you just don't know what will happen. So sometimes, you know, that's why I think a lot of the masters did a lot of small paintings so that they could get things to see if it worked or not. She's too tall. You're too tall to be Zorro. That was a great movie. The Mask of Zorro. One of my wife's favorite movies of all time. So we named our daughter after the female lead, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Elena. So yeah, and of course, then when they made a cartoon, my daughter was all over that. So. So, just some people will call this a Grisai, but I'm not really going to think it's worthy of that yet. This is just a block and sketch to kind of give an idea of how I like to block things in the studio. Or sometimes in plein air, I'll do one of these just to kind of plan out and see where things are. How does it work? Does it work? Sometimes just even doing this, the act of doing it, I don't know what it is. I mean, you could sit there and do sketches, and I know some people do these pencil sketches and they're great, but for me, I like to just do it right on there, because there's something about the feeling of paint that, that looseness and the freshness of the brushstroke versus a pencil. Sorry, I forgot the mute button. So we're in about 26 minutes in. Get something to drink here. So, yeah, there's something to be said about, sketching with a paintbrush versus a pencil, but that's just me. What do I know? I think it also kind of helps you, for me, it helps you get used to drawing with the pencil. I mean, not pencil, drawing with the paintbrush and treating the paintbrush, as this expressive form, rather than having to how would you say, get these tight pencil drawings, and then they end up being tight themselves as far as the paintings. I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine, but that's not what I enjoy. I enjoy these loose, tight, that's why I like Sargent so much. It's because he could do these amazing paintings, and then it's just, you see it, and it's like his perfection of being able to draw with that paintbrush is incredible. I mean, just totally incredible the way he can make those hands, and they're just a blip, 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 and that's it. Makes you just want to throw your brush down and quit for the day, and not quit permanently, but just, quit because you're just like, I'm not worthy. Okay. So, I still got about a minute and a half left. So, nobody's taken me up on asking questions, so that's all right. My goal is to also try and do a time lapse of this as well, so that I'll put this in the time lapse. I did not on the bar scene. I finished it, and I finished it without being on camera because I just wasn't feeling good. But I just wanted to get it done. So, pardon me. As you can see, it's been a interesting December. All right, 30 seconds to go. There we go. But I like the idea of just getting on here and just painting. It holds me accountable. Make sure that I get my work done and not goof around. There's so many distractions. Even in the studio, there's so many distractions. So you have to be careful not to fall prey to those. What I liked about the bar that I saw in Atlanta is that there was these hanging lights that drooped here and here, which I'll put in later. And they were just really cool. I enjoyed that. So all right, we've hit our 30 minutes. And so what can I say, but I will try and jump on, and I don't know when. It's kind of like hit and run. I just pop online and do some painting and then jump away. But if you are on Twitch, you know, I, I'm paying for that, what's it called, photo, Streamlabs photo, because the app just works better than the YouTube one. But primarily, I'm running YouTube to answer any questions because the chat seems to work better. But I haven't seen anybody jump in, so that's all good. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope to jump on this tomorrow if I'm feeling good. So if not, I will see you in the new year. So have a great night and sleep tight. Adios.